Thanks for the support as a channel member, Mark Warwick. Top of our group with one game to go in the group stages of the Euros. Perfect time to rotate the team around a little bit and assume that nothing can possibly go wrong. If this is an 8-minute video, something went wrong. Hello and welcome to part 2 of Non-League to Legend European Championship Edition. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, at the very least, we're playing Switzerland in the final qualifier. Realistically, we should probably be playing a knockout round game as well. We're top of the group, so theoretically we finish ahead of Romania regardless, and well, unless they win and we lose. So if Switzerland beat us, it doesn't matter. We still finish above them. For us to, if Scotland beat, I mean, we're not mathematically through, so there obviously is a way that it could all go wrong. I guess if I can't work out what that way is though. I'm not going to try. How is it? I can't think. If Scotland beat Romania, then we still finish above Romania. If Romania beat Scotland, we still finish above Scotland. We must already be through, but we're not, and I can't work out how. Right. This is the team. I said it was going to be rotated. Rotated it has been. We've got Pickford in goal. A back four of Saka, Gomez, Twanzebe and Saunders. Fotheringham moves up to play in midfield. He's one of the few who's kept his place in the team because in addition to being my first choice centre-back, he's also my backup Declan Rice. So he's one of the ones who doesn't really get any rest. Axel Irwin also moving forward to play alongside him in midfield. So I think they were the two who were playing centre-back in the last game. We've just moved our centre-backs forward into midfield and brought some new centre-backs in because we don't really have any backup midfield players. Squad planning. JADON Sancho gets a rare start and another opportunity to prove he deserves to continue playing for Spurs. And he'll partner Ali and Sterling behind Marcus Rashford up front because we've got both Harry Kane and Keith Crown having a rest because they're shattered after their exploits in the first couple of games. As a few people said down in the comments yesterday, Kev, just stop playing Gegenpress and they won't all get so tired. I understand that, but at the same time, I won't have as much fun if we're not playing the Gegenpress. So I'd rather get knocked out now playing the way I want to play than, go do performance, than play a boring way. I mean, I guess this is the one game where we could have done a boring system because we're rotating the players anyway and we just need a draw. I think a draw is enough regardless. But as I've already proven, I can't work out the maths of the situation. And I don't really know why. I genuinely don't think this game matters, but I'm sure we'll find a way to lose it and get knocked out. And that will show me that it did matter. And I perhaps shouldn't have rotated quite so much as I have. Maybe played a midfield player. Maybe played one of Kane or Crown. But no, I've decided to pretty much stick the reserves out. And I'm sure it'll be fine. Here's JADON Sancho bursting through and a year and a half ago, he scores a wonder goal there. Not today, though. I mean, this is an opportunity for him to just step up and say, look, you know what? Look, I'm looking around. I'm out here with the B team. I'm not a fully fledged England player anymore. I need to prove that I should be in the other group, the group who are sat there drinking beer on the bench. I assume that's what footballers do on the bench. Have a nice cold beer. Where are we? Spain. A nice cold San Miguel with their feet in a bucket of water, just having a lovely time. Rubber rings all round. There's 3 of them who might come on, but the rest of them, no, there's no chance. Keith Crown is not coming on this pitch today unless something goes desperately wrong. Right, we've been a better team. Just keep doing what you're doing. We'll be fine. We will be fine. Scotland have now gone top of the group. But this is what I mean. So if it ends like that, we still finish above Romania. If Switzerland beat us, we still finish above Romania. We were above Romania at the start of the game. So I guess goal difference is a thing. If we were to lose 8-0 and Romania lost 1-0, but then is it on head-to-head? But if it is on head-to-head, we drew. So, okay, that's the way. If we get beaten way worse than Romania get beaten, that's when it becomes an issue. Irwin plays it out to Sterling, who's got space to try and find a cross. He's kept hold of the ball really well here. It falls to Rashford, and Rashford has scored, and it's Switzerland 0, England 1. Raheem Sterling did brilliantly there, and Rashford's just there to tuck away the mess that was created by Sterling. This is just excellent determination and never say die attitude from Sterling. He's done brilliantly there. and it deserved a goal. And it got a goal, 1-0 to England. It puts us back up to the top of the group. Romania are going to feel a little hard done by because I thought they were quite a good side. But I guess if they're going to lose to Scotland, then it's their own fault. They shouldn't have lost to Scotland, or they shouldn't be losing to Scotland. Right, let's have a look at making changes. Fotheringham has got to come off, but we don't really have much. I guess Declan Rice is the obvious one to come on for him, but I'm going to bring James Maddison on instead, because we all like to see James Maddison playing in that role for England. And we'll stick him to be that. And then looking at everyone else's fitness, Irwin wants to go. We haven't got enough central midfielders. Who picked this squad? Nick Carter is another one who really needs a rest, and I don't really want to bring him on unless I absolutely have to. Sancho is just a waste of a squad spot. I should have left him at home and brought another central midfielder. Hudson-Odoi is going to come on that left-hand side for Sancho, because I'd much rather still have him at Spurs. If I had the opportunity to swap them, I would absolutely swap them. Might have to have a little word with Barcelona, see if they're interested in a swap deal. But the fact that Hudson-Odoi and Sterling are both at Barcelona and Sancho's a Spurs reserve now shows who should be higher up the pecking order out of the three of them. Hudson-Odoi with the shot from range. It was a fairly tame one, and the goalkeeper just keeps hold of it really rather comfortably. And we're now just looking at making our final change. Is there anyone who's not played yet? Dickinson, obviously, but he's not going to play, is he? I think everybody's had some game time in this group stage now. Wan-Bissaka, he must have done. Yeah, he played in the first game. He played Tomori. I don't know that Tomori... Did Tomori play at centre-back in one of the games? He probably did, I think. So let's just take off the most tired player and bring the fittest one on for them. So the most tired player is Dele Alli, who, to be fair, is not going to start the next game, so it doesn't really matter. But who's the fittest player that we've got down here? 91% Tomori. Harry Kane. You know what, Harry? On you come. Why not? Let's bring Harry Kane on for Dele Alli. Stick him up front. Watch him get injured now. And me playing silly nonsense like this comes back to bite me and ruin the World Cup. But we'll do that. We'll stick Harry Kane up front just to keep. I mean, we don't want his old man joints to seize up. So I guess there is a method to the madness. Get him another cap, maybe get him another goal. Lovely cross in for Hudson-Odoi, who tucks it away, and it's 2-0 to England, and we are, I think it's safe to say, into the knockout rounds of the Euros now, which apparently I kept calling the World Cup yesterday. I do know it's not the World Cup, but, you know, it's all the same, isn't it? World Cup, Euros, what's the difference? It's a lovely cross from Saunders and a very tidy finish from Hudson-Odoi. I now kind of want to take 3 or 4 of these off and just wrap them in cotton wool and just play with 8 men for the last few minutes. Kane is there, but hits the crossbar. I thought he was going to grab yet another England goal, but it was not to. It was a good corner from Maddison. Should have given James Maddison more game time for both England and Spurs. Somebody should have said. Good work. We are through to the next round, and I'm not going to go to the next screen, so I don't want to do spoilers for the transfer special. So you'll find out who we're playing when we play them. Ukraine is who we're playing. And we are the last game of this second round, I think. If we just have a little look, you can see who's already making it through. So Germany have knocked out Turkey. Spain knocking out Italy. Belgium beat Poland. I'm mixing Portugal and Poland, and apparently Portland is now a country. Portugal knocking out Romania. Croatia beating Austria. It's still us against Ukraine, and Serbia versus France, and Netherlands have knocked out Scotland. So lots of the big boys still left in this competition, and we want to be joining them. And I think we just got a little sneaky preview of who we'd play in the next round if we got there as well, if we just have a look at the quarterfinal. So there is a tie with Spain awaiting, which presumably that's the end of the road for us, even if we make it past Ukraine. But let's not be negative. Let's try and get there. And we're playing our first choice 11 to try and do that. No more rotation now. Best team every game, even if they're tired. That's the plan. Look at all these yellow cards. For goodness sake. So Pickford in goal, a back four of Sessegnon, Tomori, Fotheringham and Wan-Bissaka. Fotheringham, I think, has played almost every minute of the tournament so far, so he's probably shattered, but he's a hero. Rice and Carter in midfield. Hudson-Odoi, Foden and Crown behind Kane up front. I am slowly warming to Carter and thinking it might be nice to bring him to Spurs. but he costs more than I have available to me. Everton want £100 million for him. We don't have £100 million to spend, so I might offer them Jadon Sancho in a swap. Right, pick up where he left off last time. Do you reckon Jadon Sancho would go to Everton? We'll see. He's not even going to come off the bench today because we've got Raheem Sterling there as first reserve for on the wing. It was a bit of a coin toss between Hudson-Odoi and Sterling, but of course Hudson-Odoi scoring in that last game was enough to force him into the team. Crown with the header from the Sessegnon cross, and it goes just over. We're playing at the Bernabeu. I know where that one is. If this had been where the first game was, I wouldn't have speculated that Spain was somewhere in Eastern Europe because I'd have known that was Spain. Why did we have to play at a small ground to start things off, just to mess with me? It's been a very quiet start to this game. We've had a lot of shots, but none really. Well, one that was worthy of a highlight. I remember when we used to play Gegenpress. This is what it is. Just lots of shooting, lots of possession, and not really much substance. We're not creating any actual good chances. I miss my tiki-taka that we're used to from club football now. Carter plays it forward to Crown. Crown has space to run into. Keith Crown doesn't score, but he's come closest. He's tested their keeper twice now. 2 half chances, both fallen to Crown, and now we have a corner with Foden to take. And the corner comes in so quickly that the ball ended up behind the match stats, but Crown gives it back to Foden and continues his run. Crown is hovering. Foden getting into a crossing position. Probably should have given the ball back to Crown, who was on a lovely little run towards the penalty spot, but it was not to be, and we go into half-time at 0-0. I don't want to do penalties. I already said I'm going to resign as England manager after this tournament. I think I probably am, but I'm going to get sacked if we get knocked out here because it is ridiculous. We're still 3rd in the world rankings. We have been throughout my entire 4-year tenure as England manager, and we've not really ever been any good. Sessegnon with the cross finds Crown, and he hits the outside of the post. That's 3 good chances have fallen to Keith Crown now, and it's just not his day. Perhaps he thinks he was dropped for the last game rather than rested. Foden playing it across to Rice. Rice back to Carter. Carter to Fotheringham. Back to Carter again. Back to, oh no, Fotheringham and Carter getting sloppy. Well, in fact, it was Carter getting sloppy, and we're 1-0 down. And I think Carter has just passed his way out of a move to Spurs. He probably thinks it's a narrow mistake, but I can't be having someone who can make this kind of error in this kind of game in my Spurs team, because that was never anywhere near Fotheringham, and we're 1-0 down and we have a problem. Right, let's show some passion. We've gone to a more positive game played styley, and Ukraine have got a corner. Oh, why are we suddenly defending? What is going on? We're going to need to change things up and change them up quickly. Right, what can we do? What have we got at our disposal? We don't really have a second striker. What we have got is Raheem Sterling, so that's an easy substitution to make. We're going to bring him on. We're going to... It seems like a weird thing to do when we're chasing the game, but I want us to actually get the ball in the penalty area rather than just shooting on sight, which seems to be what we have been doing. We should be overlapping. Overlapping is fun. And let's get a little bit more direct, a bit more expressive. This is not a gegenpress anymore. We're going to drop the tempo slightly just so we can keep players on the pitch and they don't get too tired. That might be a bad idea. Chasing the game, drop the tempo. Good old Kev. What else can we do? Crown has had a poor game. Do I really trust Jadon Sancho to come on? When was the last time he had a good game? He's not played well for England in at least 2 years. This is a massive shout if I bring him on. But Crown is tired. Who does my assistant manager think we should bring on for Crown? I'm going to regret this. Our best player, and the best, not just our best player, the best player in the tournament so far. He was top of the average rating thing. Keith Crown is off. Jadon Sancho is on. And this is where his redemption story begins and ends. Jadon Sancho needs to make himself a hero. Right, we're going to make another change. We're going to take off Foden and bring on Rashford, I think. And just go a bit more attacking. Get another striker up there. We're going to put that tempo back up again. Oh, no. We're going to take that off because it was a silly idea to begin with. I'm just undoing everything I did before. We don't look like scoring, do we? That's the problem. Look at this. How? How does this keep happening? We need a goal now. Demand more. Very attacking. Do something, you idiots. And it's not even us. We've had, what, 2 highlights in the entire game? Well, I'm resigning after this, aren't I? If I don't get sacked. I think I'm getting sacked. I don't understand how it's never us attacking. This is awful. Stupid, stupid England. It's because we've got a team of old men. It's the same problem I had with Spurs a year ago. Too many old men. Sancho charging past his defender. I mean, they can afford to just get a man sent off there because it doesn't matter. Just clatter him. Right, we've got a score here. Sterling with the free kick. And no, just nobody's going to even attack the ball. Sancho can't get the crossover. Sessegnon to Carter. At least my Spurs players are going to come back, having not played in the World Cup or the Euros for very long. Well, that was rubbish. And I will now resign as England manager. I can't do it on camera because, again, I don't want to spoil what's going on in the transfer special. But you ain't going to have to put up with England episodes again for a while because I think I've taken this nation as far as I can. Transfer special will be tomorrow. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.